Hey, welcome back to High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has an home field advantage. Certainly glad you've tuned in here, presented by Great Southern Bank. Labor's Local 663, Grant Baker Shelter Insurance in Aurora, Missouri, and Bank of Billings. And we go to Louisiana High School and bring in Louisiana High School head football coach Greg Pitzer. And Coach Pitzer, hey, thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you for having on, Guy. I appreciate it. Glad to be here.
Coach, 3-3 on the season, but you've won 3 in a row and rather substantial wins here as you go back to Crystal City, Van Far, and Missouri Military Academy, but a big game coming up Friday night with Bowling Green. First off, talk a little bit about your team, what some of the things that you guys are doing well right now, what are you pleased with, and maybe some areas where you need to work on.
Our team is we've started to kind of find our stride here in the middle of the season. Offensively, we're playing a lot better than early in the year, and really that's just, controlling the pace of the game, limiting turnovers. We've got a young quarterback, and he's really stepped up to the plate and played pretty well this season. Throughout the last 4 games, he's thrown the ball really, really well. Defensively, our tackling has improved immensely from last year to this year, and that's been a big impact for us. Right now, I think we're giving up 29 points a game, and in the last few years, it's usually been around 40 to 50 points. So just being able to that's huge for us because our offense is able to go score as we've seen the last 3 weeks. Areas where we need to improve are, again, I said we're doing better with turnovers, but we still struggle there. We had 2 turnovers against MMA, which we never should have had. So, controlling the football is a major key for us going down these last 3 weeks of the regular season.
As you look at Bowling Green, what kind of, defense, offense, what are they going to provide you that maybe you're going to have to try and take advantage of?
Well, it's no secret Bowling Green's a pretty solid football team this year. They're big, they're physical, they've got some good athletes. I think some areas where we can gain some advantages are going to be just some schematically, offensively, showing them some things they haven't seen. We have a lot of speed on our team. We're not a very big team by any means, but we do have a lot of speed and athleticism on the perimeter. So I think we can hopefully gain some advantages there and get the ball out to our skill guys quickly and let them be athletes. That's kind of what we've been doing these last 3 games, and it's worked very, very well.
Who are some of those guys on the outside and in those skill positions that you're going to lean on this week?
Really, we have 2 seniors on the perimeter. Mason Washington, he's about 6'3", plays receiver. He's got 5 touchdowns on the year and around 350 yards receiving. And then we have a guy he's kind of a do-it-all guy, Quincy Hutt. He's a really good track athlete. He was our conference sprinter of the year last year. He's ran for over 300 yards, caught for over 200. He had a kickoff return for a touchdown and a punt return for a touchdown this last game. He's been someone who gets touches kind of anywhere throughout the game, but with the ball in his hands, he's very electric.
Visiting once again with Gregory Pitzer, the head football coach at Louisiana High School in Louisiana, Missouri. Coach, first off, let's talk a little bit about your conference for the viewers and listeners. What conference do you play in, and kind of handicap that conference a little bit? Where do you guys feel like you're going to fall at the end of the year?
So we play in the Eastern Missouri Conference, otherwise known as the EMO. It consists of us, Louisiana, Van Far, Bowling Green, Mark Twain, North Callaway, South Callaway, Wright City, and I think I'm missing one. I might have got them all. Right now, handicapping it, Bowling Green's at the top. They're undefeated. Then you got, I don't know where other teams really stand right now. I think it's kind of because some teams have beaten each other that I wasn't really expecting. You got North Callaway, Montgomery County, South Callaway, and Mark Twain's actually number 2. Their only losses to Bowling Green. So right now, our only conference one is against Van Far, but we do have, we got Bowling Green this week, then Wright City and Mark Twain. So we have a chance to hopefully make a little noise here and kind of finish in the top third of the conference.
Now you look at that Class 1, District 2 You've got, St. Pius X, Monroe City, and Mark Twain are all 5-1 in that conference. And then there's, you and Brentwood kind of right there at 3-3. Do you guys pay a lot of attention to that during the year and try and maybe move up and hopefully get a home game or two out of that?
Yeah. So one of our goals this year as a team and program was to host a district game, host our first playoff game. So we're definitely working up to that 4 spot, which we feel is very, very doable with some games down the stretch here. So yeah, we've been paying attention to it. We don't necessarily show it to the kids so much, but the coaching staff, we definitely pay attention to it. And we know that the top 3 teams are pretty tough. I mean, they're all 5-1, and they're looking to probably finish around the 7-2 mark, right around in there. So I mean, it's no easy going for sure.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, I really appreciate you being generous with your time here on the Missouri Sports Network. And I know you've got a big game Friday night with Bowling Green. Best of luck there as you go forward, but we've certainly enjoyed the time.
Thank you, Guy. I appreciate it.
You bet. Greg Pitzer, the Louisiana high school football coach, and on the Missouri Sports Network, brought to you by the Missouri State Highway Patrol and Great Southern Bank. You'll remind us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. And we'll be right back on the Missouri Sports Network.